Claire is next. Then we'll go Nate, Bruce. I see lots of hands. We'll get to as many of you as we can. Move quickly. Go ahead, Claire.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius NASCAR Radio. You know, Mr. H, when you're talking about doing these deals, it's like you walk down the hallway and you run into Jeff and you're like, hey, you're there for life. Yep. How about you, Chad? Yeah, no problem. What is doing a deal with Jimmie like? I mean, is it that, you know, you call him into his office, you deal with his agent, you know, how does it come down for you two? Because it sounds so casual when you mention the deals with your guys.
Well, when, you know, any time you're dealing with a guy that's accomplished what he has in the sport, it's a huge commitment on both parts, because you're looking at 5 years and really 6 years, because we're got next year and then 5 beyond. I think, is that right, Marshall? Yeah, okay. And Jimmy and I were working on that this morning. And we've committed we want to be together, but at the same time, he deserves to be. He's got the best record. He's got to be financially. His deal's got to be there too. I mean, so you know, I think we have the kind of relationship we can work on it. Of course, he's got his people looking at it, our people looking at it. Marshall had a lot to do with working with his attorneys and so forth, and you know, trying to make it a good deal for everyone. It's a huge deal for both of us. So, but we feel really good about it, and Lowe's has always been really extremely good in their incentives, and they like to win, and Chad and Jimmy have delivered. So I think everybody's happy in this deal.
Mark, since you're over there, go ahead and get Bruce, and then come back and get Nate.
Bruce Martin, SI.com. Jimmy, with this contract extension, does this mean your consecutive Cup streak goes through 2015 also?
For myself, I would love to say that's the case.
Also, Rick, when you got started as a team owner in this sport, generally a top driver and a team, their expectancy together was usually about 3 years. We saw a lot of 3-year deals back in the 70s and the 80s. Now we're seeing, you know, drivers stay with teams throughout. What is, you know, is that an advent of there's more money in the sport to keep the great talent there, more so than it was back in the days when guys would kind of wear out their welcome, go to another team?
Well, I think today, in the last probably 10 to 15 years, you've had more sponsors that are coming in that are using the driver as a spokesman in their marketing, more so than you did way back when you had tobacco and beer and other sponsors. And I think when you get all that chemistry working well, you know, it's to everybody's advantage to keep it going. So I don't think you see, again, if a sponsor's going to spend the kind of money that they've spent on Jimmie Johnson, surely that they want to perform, but they think long and hard before they make a change. And so it's almost like a brand, building a brand and building a brand with the driver and the sponsor. And I think that's why you see these things last, and both the driver, the sponsor, and the owner want to get these deals negotiated early so they can get on with business. And they're not simple, but they're important.
Nate.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. Rick, for you, the question that's been coming up a lot lately is what can stop the 48 team, and no one has an answer to that except maybe if somehow they were to stop themselves. Does a deal like this sort of help put any of that to rest? And not that you have to worry about complacency with Chad and Jimmy, but is there anything you have to do to keep them motivated and to keep them focused going forward, having done so much already?
No, I think the real success to the 48 team is the drive and determination of both Jimmy and Jeff and the whole organization. Jimmy is just as hungry as for the fourth as he was for the first, and I think if you can be any more committed, he is, and Chad the same way. It's just it's somewhat of a distraction when you're getting down to the end, just because you know you got to do it. Everybody wants to do it and they get it behind them, then I think you just don't have to worry about that. Then you don't have people saying, when's your deal up? And, maybe someone new coming in talking about it. But it's just a healthier deal for us to go on with it. And but these guys are just as hungry, and I think if we were in the last year of our negotiations, they'd still be racing the same way. It's just one of those things that because of lead time and long-term marketing, sometimes these companies are doing commercials a year in advance, and just getting all that put to bed, then the long-term planning can go into effect. So, but I never worry about having to motivate these guys. They're plenty motivated, and I think you made a good point. I don't see we've said this a million times. Usually, good organizations split up from the inside. They don't get broken down from the outside. So we're doing everything we can to make our deal nice and tight so we can be competitive for years to come.
Gentlemen, thank you. We have to move along in the schedule, but congratulations and good luck on Sunday. Mark Martin joins us next.